on Jimmy. And smoke on loud. I got perfect attendance. I ran that work.
A big settlement, but most importantly, major changes in the police department as a result of that settlement. So when the question is, should there have been criminal charges, it gets tricky when the police have the legal right to have been there, even if it was a bad warrant. But if they have the legal right to be there, they're then fired upon. It is tough sometimes to get an indictment with that sort of fact pattern. But again, I want to reiterate, that doesn't change the reality that Breonna was the innocent victim here, whether it's in that indictment or not.
All right, Dan, stand by for us. If you were just tuning in right now to ABC News, we are awaiting the Kentucky Attorney General to speak about the grand jury decision to charge a single officer in the Breonna Taylor case with wanton endangerment right now. If convicted on all charges, that could mean 15 years in prison. There are 3 counts right now. I want to go to Stephanie Walsh. She's our reporter who's been covering this story from day one. She knows the attorney, she knows the family members on all sides of this case. Stephanie, your take so far on what we've heard from the grand jury and from the judge.
Well, this was a city that was waiting. They've been waiting for more than 6 months for this decision to come down. I'm standing here at Jefferson Square Park right now, where a lot of protesters have gathered this makeshift memorial, protesting and speaking out, trying to get justice for this family. And there is outrage here right now. When they heard the decision, there was screaming. There was, oh my God, what is this? So the people here are very shocked at what they heard. They're obviously here in support of Breonna Taylor and her family, and this is not what they wanted to hear today.
Pierre Thomas, our Chief Justice correspondent, there is also a separate investigation that the FBI is conducting. How will this play any role in what the FBI is looking at?
Well, they may have the final word. Their investigation is extensive, we're being told. They're looking at the circumstances of the shooting, how it took place, how the officers reacted to the situation. And to piggyback on something that Dan was talking about, this is a complicated situation in terms of, is justice being served? You have a situation where shots were fired, that young lady was killed, but now we're going to hear from the Attorney General.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. I know that many in Louisville and across the Commonwealth in country have been anxiously awaiting the completion of our investigation to the death of Miss Breonna Taylor. Prior to this announcement, I spoke with Ms. Palmer, Breonna Taylor's mother, to share with her the results from the grand jury. Many of you in this room know that I had the opportunity last month to meet in person with her and other members of Miss Taylor's family, including Miss Bianca Austin and Miss Janiyah Palmer. I want to once again publicly express my condolences. Every day, this family wakes up to the realization that someone they loved is no longer with them. There's nothing I can offer today to take away the grief and heartache this family is experiencing as a result of losing a child, a niece, a sister, and a friend. What I can provide today are the facts, which my office has worked long and hard to uncover, analyze, and scrutinize since accepting this case in mid-May. I urge everyone listening today to not lose sight of the fact that a life has been lost, a tragedy under any circumstances. The decision before my office as the special prosecutor in this case was not to decide if the loss of Miss Taylor's life was a tragedy. The answer to that question is unequivocally yes. There is no doubt that this is a gut-wrenching, emotional case, and the pain that many people are feeling is understandable. I deeply care about the value and sanctity of human life. It deserves protection, and in this case, a human life was lost. We cannot forget that. My job as the special prosecutor in this case was to put emotions aside and investigate the facts to determine if criminal violations of state law resulted in the loss of Miss Taylor's life. This included examining the actions of Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, Detective Brett Hankinson, and Detective Miles Cosgrove, the three officers who fired their weapons in the early morning hours of March 13th.
I honestly said that I wasn't going to speak on this because I didn't know all of the facts and we actually didn't know what was going to happen. But now that I know what's happening and how they're trying to manipulate the situation of Breonna Taylor, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to speak on it. Um, so I'm gonna start with my opinion of the whole situation. Um, I feel like the people who actually shot her should have did their research before they came up with the whole no knock warrant, because I feel like, for one, we haven't seen the warrant or exactly what the warrant said or none of that. We just hearsay or from other people or what they think it said or what it should have said. Another thing I want to speak on is why, if it was the neighborhood to where the boyfriend had to have a gun, then why would they not, like, it's not even the fact that it's if they knocked or not. That is like so irrelevant. Um, but they trying to make a big scene from if the officers knocked or not. But I feel like um, if the boyfriend felt like he was threatened, then that means they actually did something to make him feel like that. He was just protecting his family. Now, I was laying here watching the whole breaking news uh, special report about Breonna Taylor killers and what was the decision. Um, and it's crazy because they only indicted one officer, but it wasn't even the indictment of the killer. Like, for killing her, it was an indictment of endangering neighbors. Um, and that kind of pisses me off because you hear people always says protect the people, serve the people, but it's like you picking and choosing which people you want to serve and which people you want to protect. And I feel like at this moment in time, the person that we should want to serve and protect is Breonna Taylor's family. Because I feel like you paying them off and a $12 million settlement um, is just hush money. They don't want the situation bigger than what it already is. So they thought, okay, well, they really need the money. So if we just offer them an odd sum, then they won't make a big fuss over it. But money don't bring someone's family member back. And just because you arrested the officer um, on endangerment, just because you knew for a fact you weren't gonna get him on killing Breonna. So to quiet the whole community down, to quiet the whole United States down, basically, you wanted to get the officer on something that's stupid of endangerment the neighbors. Um, I just don't understand why people think when something bad happens, money is the solution to everything. She lost her life because of something that was so petty, that's crazy. I don't know. I feel like they should have did their research before the warrant was even given. Um, so you have 3 officers who are able to go home with their loved ones and continue doing what they was doing. But Breonna Taylor's family still suffering. It's just crazy to me that it's okay that you have proof of what happened, but the proof really isn't valid enough to get people arrested for killing your loved one, and that's crazy to me. But yeah, that's just what I had to say about it. I wasn't going to speak on it because I felt like it wasn't my place, or just because I was speaking on it, it wasn't going to make it better. Um, and plus, I didn't do all my research on it to actually speak on it until like recently. Because I just followed the case ever since it happened, so it's like, okay, I want to wait to the right time to actually speak on it. And for me, knowing all of these things about the case, it's like, bro, like, it's how many people are going to actually get killed for them to actually stand up and start doing something, anything, instead of just throwing money at us? Like, that's crazy. Okay, you gave the family 12 million, but that doesn't bring them peace. That doesn't bring equality. Because I feel like if the officer took one life, then you should take away their life. And I'm not necessarily saying you should kill the officer, but I feel like they should have life. Like, um, it's just crazy from March all the way to darn near October. That's when they finally want to do something about it. Um, but they made sure to put in the media that they gave them $12 million. So they made sure to let people know the family took the money. They made sure to let that be known. Um, so I don't know. It's just crazy to me that we live in a world like this today where people are so proud to say we're making America great again. America was never great. Let's be crystal clear. This word is not created to is not created on the grounds to where black people are succeeding without going through hardship. There's no way it was. Um, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash from this, but it's just the way I feel. Like, this world was not created equal enough to where black people would not suffer before they become successful. It's no way possible. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But I hope one of these officers get indicted for her killing. At least one, if not all 3 of them. But anyways, but the crazy part is only one officer got indicted for endangerment of the neighbors. Okay, what about the other 2? What do they get indicted for? They just go on living their life. That's crazy to me. But anyways, that's all I want to say. I will somewhere at the beginning or the end of this video insert a clip of the breaking news special report. I caught it in the middle, so don't be mad at me. But I wanted to speak on it after I heard the special report and all of that. So it's just crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this case if you've been following it. I'm pretty sure you have, because honestly they haven't really been talking about it like that. Um, but they stick it in every now and then. So just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that also. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start talking about these cases on my channel if I disagree or agree with what's going on. Um, so yeah, because this is a crazy world that we're living in, and if we don't come together as people and try to work with each other to make this a better place or a livable place for black people, then we are going to start disappearing a dozen at a time. Um, and I feel like the coronavirus is one of those killers where it was created to actually kill off a lot of people, because if you go back a couple of years ago, they was talking about the United States was becoming, well, America was becoming overpopulated. So they had to do something, like something had to be done. And I believe this is the something that they was talking about. Um, and I'm not really going to speak on a biblical standpoint of the coronavirus, because I just don't want to put my beliefs off on other people, but I feel like it does sort of kind of have something to do with it. But majority is just to kill off the majority of the people, and so we won't be so overpopulated. But that is crazy, because I feel like people are having a baby every day. So it's like, if you kill two, just know 3 babies are being born. Like, that doesn't. But anywho, there was just a Breonna Taylor's update of how I feel, because I really haven't spoke on it on like YouTube or anything, but I have spoke on it on my social media. So yeah. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Um, and I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this video. It might be real soon though, because I want to get my thoughts and opinions out. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow or whenever. Um, yeah. Bye guys.